Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. If you guys remember, a few days ago we actually had a community poll where you guys decide what video we are watching on Sunday. So here we are. I'm preparing that video for you guys. And if you're not aware with what was the final result, if you head over to the community tab on my channel, and right here, I'm planning to do a weekly community choice video. You have the power to vote what video you want to see on every Sunday. So basically, we had Gear Clans, more accessible Hydra teams, Hidden Gems Hydra champions, or Weak Swell Clan Boss. Now, the Hydra team won with a 48%. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. I want to make these guys like our weekly series, okay? Like this, I get to see what you guys want to see more as well on the channel. What are your needs? What sort of guides will overall help you more, right? So every week, keep an eye on the community tab. Every Monday, I will start a new poll to kind of like vote for the next Sunday's video, basically, you know. Leaving all that on the side, let's head over straight to the Hydra Clan Boss. And today we're going to go on hard, of course. You can use this on higher difficulties. The result will be reduced a little bit. So this is what we are running. We have Razelvark, which was a pass fusion. Molly Tankard was a pass fusion, but ages ago, so I wouldn't necessarily call her very accessible for the last couple of years or so. Yes, if you have plenty of dupes to purchase one from the token trader, you can get her, but that's something that mostly whale dolphins and krakens do. Val the Destroyer is a champion that you can get from the Doom Tower. We have Ugo, which will put defense down, block buffs, and we have Inquisitor Shamel. Now, I'm going to walk you through the builds and everything else. This team will run on full auto. That's the whole idea of it. I understand that a lot of people do not like to do Hydra on manual. Personally, I don't like to do more than one key a week on manual either, because it does take a lot of time, especially now with the Hydra Clash, when where everybody's trying to basically improve the score, right? So you want to score as much as possible. Now, let me just put it out there. Running this team on auto will probably cut your damage by at least 40%, if not 50%. Mainly because the AI in the Hydra is super bad. The champions will target whatever heads they feel like it. Is just a lot of nonsense. If you're trying to reach the turn limit count as well, I would probably suggest you to keep an eye towards the end, because you might have to target heads that decapitated, that devoured some of the characters, to make sure you release them and decapitate those heads as fast as possible. You know, it's not a necessity. That's of course if you want to maximize your score, you want to push till the very end. You know, and yes, it does make a big difference if you have some OP support champions in the team. That will improve the damage overall. For example, if you use Feral instead of a character in here, to have let's just say we use Feral, we drop Ugo, we drop Shamael, right? So we can drop two different characters to bring in one, and then we can bring in something else that will enable us to do even more damage. You know, so it is quite a bit of a difference, mainly because either they have some passives that they give some damage bonuses. Either you have a 9-piece protection set on some of your characters. I wish I would have a 9-piece protection set on Mithrala here. That will increase the damage quite a bit. But unfortunately, I don't have that available. It could increase the damage by approximately 20%, guys. So that's actually something very, very strong. But unfortunately, I'm missing, I think, all of the accessories for the Dark Elves, or I might just have the ring. I'm not even sure 100%. But that's how the team runs. Basically, we're going to have Molly Tankard. She's going to be the mischief target. She's going to put a provoke. The good thing about Molly Tankard is that she will give us a lot of thermeter with a passive. She will be a very good provoke champion, because she doesn't actually attack the target, which makes this team very auto-friendly, because she will basically try to do that on everybody. Then we have Ugo, defense down. We have block buffs. We have a bit of a cleanse. We have a bit of a healing from there. How you may notice, that's the only source of healing we have in the entire team. Plus, of course, we have Razelvark, which brings in increased speed, increased accuracy if needed, and it brings in Leech. Now, Leech overall will be very important to get some of the healing back, uh, but you could work without it. Mithrala, she's an absolute beast. Okay, she's an amazing support. I do have a damage build on her, but I can tell you guys, without Mithrala, this team won't be here. The clans, considering that we don't have block buffs, we're constantly getting poisons, we're getting weaken, we're getting decreased attack, we're getting provokes, we're getting everything on us, okay, except fear. So it does make quite a bit of a difference to have Mithrala to clans to give you the strength and the shield, the increased defense, the increased attack. That's one of the main reasons why I brought her in the team. I could have used Mikage instead of her and get more damage, but that would really weaken the team because we don't have any clans. We won't have any full support, right? Like Ugo, she does what she does, but she's not Mithrala, right? And then of course you have increased the Shamel to deal with the Head of Torment, deal some additional damage, and Val the Destroyer puts decrease attack and weaken and deals tons of damage. Initially, I really looked into doing a Rathalos and Artak team since both of those champions were free. I looked at bringing in Wukong as well, bringing Lydia. The main thing is, no matter how I was playing that team to kind of like keep it as free to play as possible, was not performing very well, right? Like I could have done easily 1 key on any difficulty with the team, don't get me wrong, but I was not gonna be able to reach astronomical damage with the team like that, especially on Oro. I really wanted to do Oro, guys, because how I mentioned, I do understand that a lot of people want to do Oro, not manual, and stay here for 1 or 2 hours to basically do the run. Now, if you would be to change any of the characters in here, I would definitely try to basically bring in Lydia somehow. It could be a nice touch, but considering that we have increased speed already, we have strengthened, and we have defense down and weaken on the enemy team, she's not necessarily as important. But of course, if you're lacking some different options, she will be a very solid one. The main thing that I would really try to bring in is a better support character that will be able to maybe revive, to put a veil so we can drop Inquisitor Shamel. I'll be very honest, I cannot stand teams with Inquisitor Shamel. They take so long because of all of his animations and his single target. While he deals decent damage as a single target, right? Unfortunately, he's not very helpful out of the part that deals with the Head of Torment, and that will overall reduce the damage that this team deals. You can run a team without a provoker at all. Bring in Uko, drop Ugo, bring in Lydia, bring in Wukong or some other characters to play around with, because you're gonna have revive from Mighty Uko. The thing is, you will need to bring in a couple of provoke sets, you know. So maybe have Uko on a provoke. If you're bringing in Artek, have him on a provoke, and even like that is not guaranteed to land a provoke. So a lot of the times you can have bad RNG and mess up your run. So overall, I would strongly suggest you to have a provoker in the team. Like the main things that you need to have: increased speed. Decreased speed would be amazing. Personally, I'm missing Nekmotar. If I would have had him, he would have been in this team, no questions asked. And he would have made a massive difference. Bringing in the decreased speed on the Hydra heads is very helpful, you know. That's pretty much kind of like what I would suggest you. Damage dealers, they can be replaced, right? The main thing is you need to keep in mind these damage dealers, they don't just bring damage, they bring in utility, and that's kind of like the secret when you're doing a Hydra team and you're kind of like prioritizing to score big, is to bring in characters that can do that can multitask, basically, you know. And every single one of these characters does that. Okay, they all multitask in here. They do something to help the team. Now, the AI is just horrendous. Okay, and it is a massive difference from using stronger support characters and have a team like this, because we have no buff extension, right? So it's no Mikage in here. With Mikage, I put increased attack. The next turn, I increase the duration of buffs. And then I always keep the increased attack on my team. No problem. Now, like this, we're not going to have attack up all the time. And that's because we have no buff extension. And that makes a bit of a difference too. That reduces the damage too. So you're going to see overall is not a bad result at all. Actually, I'm fairly satisfied with the result, considering that the team built around the damage dealers is not as powerful in terms of how it can support them and increase their damage from different passives, from constantly having the increased attack, from keeping the decreased speed on the Hydra heads to be able to hit them more when when they're decapitated. I'm not manualing, which makes a massive difference. How I mentioned, if I would do a manual run instead, I would probably get close to double that damage because I can control when I'm putting the increased attack, when I'm using the skills that deal the most damage, on what heads I'm going with those skills to try and maximize every little bit. That's why Hydra on auto is a lot of RNG, and I could do 5-10 runs, right? Maybe one of it will be bad. Maybe 5 of them will get me way more damage than I've done in the previous run, because it's all about the AI and the RNG when the Hydra head spawn, when we're using the debuffs. I do wish that they are going to improve the AI in the Hydra, guys. Like, they've promised this a long time ago. The champions are still not targeting the Hydra heads that devoured your champions to free them. Many things like these that are just completely wrong. And another thing that I really wish they would do, but I'm really planning to do a video and discuss a bit about it, is to basically have the turn count reduced in the Hydra. It's just an insane amount of Hydra turns for 3 keys a week, 4,500 turns, 1 hour each, without retrying it. So if you're retrying it because something went wrong, that will cost you quite a bit, So I'm gonna fast forward from here, guys, where we're gonna see the final result, and then I'm gonna go over the builds, masteries, and everything else. So we're nearly the end, guys. Right here, you're gonna have to basically target some of the heads if you want to go to 1,500 turns. If no, you're gonna be just fine. You end the run a bit earlier. The thing is, we've been in the fight for so many turns, 378 boss turn count, okay? And like this, they're going to devour your character super fast. And by the time you free one, another one will get devoured. And it's gonna go on and on and on like this. So you're gonna want to target the heads. If not, they're quickly going to get devoured. But if you don't really care about adding 10, 15, 20 million extra damage to the key, you don't have to worry about it whatsoever. So 471 million damage, guys. Definitely not a bad result whatsoever. I'm actually pretty satisfied with the result, and just looking at the damage overall, at the damage dealers, Rezelvarg dealt 145 million damage. No crazy blessing or anything like that. Molly dealt almost no damage because that's not her job. Mithrala, 76 million damage, which is very good. Of course, a lot of that damage came in from the Hex, but overall, she managed to keep this team together, and that is very important. Val the Destroyer, 131. He actually got out-damaged by Rezelvarg. Now, Rezelvarg is in a Merciless set, so that might kind of like make the difference as well. Plus, Val the Destroyer, he did a lot of dumb things and just hit the wrong heads, and yeah, I'm not even gonna go into it. Inquisitor Shamael, 90 million damage. So I do think that Shamael brings in a lot of damage, helps you with the Head of Torment, right? But I just feel like if you have better options to run in the team, of course, I would instantly drop him out of the team with no second thoughts. But if you don't, he's the man. He's the man, and he's the man, basically. Let me just quickly walk you through the build. Starting with Molly Tankard, guys, you want to have a regeneration set on her. And that's because you're not really going to have a lot of healing. If she dies, it's game over. You're going to have nobody else that can revive any of your champions if something goes wrong. She will revive every now and then if you're doing auto, because bad things will happen in the run. Or reflect damage will appear on the heads or something like that. And you will need to have that revive in there. That's what makes the team auto-friendly too. So total stats on her, mainly you want to have a decent speed, some survivability, and resistance accuracy. 450 plus resistance, 300 accuracy. You don't need 400. It's a bit of a overkilling here. I used to run her on Nightmare. Now I do have Lightning Cage as a blessing on her, and that's as well to basically add another buff on me to trigger the Head of Mischief more often, And that is actually very helpful. Plus, of course, it will reduce the chance to get my buff stolen. Just in case if the Head of Mischief will decide to 3% my molly. Masteries, I have defense and support. I would strongly suggest you to go with offense because you're not really going to use molly in arena anymore. That meta is long gone. You're not really going to benefit from it whatsoever. So you can go with the accuracy tree actually, because why not? Just gain some extra stats right here, get a cycle of magic, and then go all the way down here to lasting gifts, just to increase the duration of the reflect damage placed on you by her skill. That's what I would get in terms of masteries. Mithrala, she's on Savage and Perception, guys. Total stats on her, we have 55k HP, 5.5k defense, 294 speed, full crit rate, 220 crit damage, 339 accuracy, 230 resistance. And in terms of blessing, this is mainly an old blessing that I had for Arena. I've never changed it, so this doesn't do anything in Hydra. Masteries, we have offense and support, Helm Smasher as tier 6, just to increase a bit the damage from the hits. I honestly, just looking at the build, not having enough crit damage, enough defense, maybe War Master would work better than Helm Smasher. But you definitely want to get the support tree as it is. Lasting Gifts important, Master Hexer important as well. Then we have Val the Destroyer. He is on a Savage set and a Speed set. We do have a couple of Merciless accessories. 51k HP, 7.8k attack, 2.9k defense, 222 speed, full crit, 300 crit damage, 271 accuracy. Now keep in mind, Razelvarg will give us increased accuracy, so we don't have to stress about his accuracy too much. That's going to be more than enough. We do have Heaven Cast as a blessing. If I would have a 6-star, Crushing Rend, no questions asked. Masteries, offense and support. We have Helm Smasher as tier 6, of course. No questions asked on this either. And we go all the way down to Sniper. I'm not even sure why I have Sniper and not Master Hexer instead. I do think Master Hexer should be there because we do have 100% chance to put the decrease attack and the weaken. So that's just an error from my side. Maybe I've just misclicked it, or I don't know, I've done it thinking of something else. But you want to get Master Hexer over Sniper. Then we have Razelvarg. He is on a speed and merciless. A lot of people commented last time when I made a video on Razelvarg that no, he doesn't deal good damage. He sucks. He only deals good damage because you have the archer in the team, or whoever I used. I can't even remember. He actually deals good damage, guys. He's solid. He's definitely one of the top Hydra damage dealers in the game, you know. 37k HP, 6.6k attack. Look at the difference in his attack and Val the Destroyer's attack, right? Is basically 1.3k less attack than Val, and he still dealt more damage. That will tell you something, right? 264 speed, full crit, 259 crit damage. Now he dealt more damage because I've went on auto. I haven't manual, right? So Val, he really used his skills super wrong. Even cast on him as well. Not really gonna get much out of it at 1-star. Masteries, Helm Smasher as tier 6 again, and these are the masteries that you want to get on Val the Destroyer. Exactly what you're seeing right here. Master Hexer, Helm Smasher as tier 6. Then we have Ugo. Now this is, without a doubt, the #1 build for Ugo for Hydra Clan Boss. Affinity Breaker, Speed, Perception, whatever else you want, but Affinity Breaker will basically allow you to land the debuffs more often, because if you're weak hitting, you're not gonna put nothing. So this is very, very helpful, guys. Keep that in mind. If you don't have her already in an Affinity Breaker, do it. No reason not to, basically. Total stats, we have 65k HP, 4.1k defense, 270 speed, 350 accuracy. The rest doesn't really matter. I have a couple of refresh accessories. Every now and then they do help. We have offense and support. Yes, Master Hexer. We do have Sniper for the Leech on the A1. And War Master as tier 6, guys. Then we have Shamael. Regeneration and a crit rate set. Yes, regeneration will help him to stay alive as well, because we don't have a lot of healing. He doesn't have AoE attacks to get to heal more often. The A1 doesn't hit as hard on characters that are not decapitated. So regeneration is key. It's funny. I've done this regeneration build on him, I think in the very first week or the second week when Hydra got introduced into the game, and is still a thing after all this time. Regeneration on Shamel is actually a good one. Then we have almost 6k attack, 45k HP, 2.5k defense, 219 speed, 99 crit rate, 281 crit damage. You want to get 100% crit rate, but hey, it is what it is. Phantom Touch as a blessing, the best thing you can get for him. Keep in mind, when he has a few buffs on, he will fully ignore the defense with this skill, so this will hit very, very hard. Masteries, we have offense and defense. Giant Slayer as a mastery. Whenever he counterattacks, guys, he will proc Giant Slayer. So that is actually helpful to bring in more damage. No counterattack on him because even though it can help when he's losing HP, I'll rather have him rotate a bit more often, get more Termiter on him, And that's pretty much everything for the team, guys. Hopefully you found it helpful. Keep in mind, you can replace a lot of these characters, play around with whatever you guys have available. I think I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, I am currently on the test server, so that's why I have 6 Hydra keys. That's why I have tons of gems, and I can basically make a mess here and don't really care about it if I'm moving gear left and right, because this is not a team that I'm running on my main account, But that was all for the video. Keep an eye tomorrow on the community tab to be able to vote for the next video that will drop next Sunday. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.